Prior to the recent decision by the federal government to suspend the removal of fuel subsidy, a provision of 443 billion naira was made in the 2022 Appropriations Act, covering January to June this year.
Having taken into account the current realities, increased hardship in the population, heightened inflation, and also that the measures that needed to be taken to enable a smoother exit of the fuel subsidy are not yet in place, it was agreed by Council that it is desirable to exit fuel subsidy. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC, has presented to the Ministry a request for 3 trillion naira as fuel subsidy for 2022. And what this means is that we have to make an incremental provision of 2.557 trillion naira to be able to meet the subsidy requirement, which is averaging about 270 billion naira per month.
The Council therefore resolved to approach the National Assembly for, amongst others, the amendment of the Fiscal Framework, the 2022 Appropriations Act, as well as the Petroleum Industry Act.
In the case of the budget, we're looking at extending to December in the first instance, because this budget year is January to December. And also, we're going to engage NNPC to further interrogate the request that they presented with a view of trying to see how we can scale it down so that the country is not incurring 3 trillion for subsidy. NNPC's assessment is that the country is consuming 65.7 million liters per day. Even as government is not immediately removing the fuel subsidy, we have to make sure that what the nation is incurring is efficient and that it is real cost that has been consumed by the country.
And as a follow-up to the serious concerns raised by President Muhammadu Buhari on the changes made in the 2022 budget by the National Assembly, the Federal Executive Council has approved a proposal for an amendment to the Appropriations Act.
Council approved that some of the changes that were made in the Appropriation Act, totaling 103 billion naira, should be restored.
The Council also made a request for the repeal of some provisions made that allow the FEC and the NFIU to take 10% of all recoveries made, as well as the authorization given the nation's embassies and missions to expend funds allocated to them without any approval from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, describing them as inconsistent with financial regulations and the Public Procurement Act. In the meantime, the Council has confirmed the ratification of Customs Mutual Administrative Assistance Agreement between Nigeria and South Africa.
And the purpose for us is for the customs law in the respective territories to be properly observed, to prevent and also enhance investigation and to combat customs offenses, and to afford each country mutual assistance in cases concerning the delivery of documents regarding the application of customs laws in our two countries.
This, the minister said, will not only strengthen the Nigeria-South Africa Binational Commission, but also increase trade relations between the two countries, especially with the coming into effect of the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.